Glug, 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 glug. Ah, tasty.
Baka, ooh, ooh. Hey, Manga Tuesday.
Guess who's back again. You don't have to guess, because it's me, the Notorious DRC. Welcome back to Manga Tuesday, episode 81. And today, I will not be reviewing anything. Today, we'll be doing a deep dive and analysis into the discussion of the philosophy of what is a filler episode. Now, obviously, when we use the term filler episode, we are referring to anime, not manga. Or are we? Maybe can manga have filler episodes? Ooh, we'll get to that later.
He, in fact, did not get to that later.
So what is a filler episode? Well, often people just use the term filler episode to describe any episode where nothing major happens. There's no clear advancement of the main plot. People just be like, oh, it's a filler episode. But not necessarily, depending on how you define the term filler episode. And some people will just call any episode they don't like a filler episode. If they just think it's shit, they'll just go, that's filler. Because, I don't know, they're dumb. So when specifically talking in regards to anime, a filler episode, generally what my definition of what I would perceive a filler episode to be would be content in an anime that was not present in the manga. And I think that's how a lot of people would define a filler episode. Basically, specifically with these long-running animes, like these long-running shonen, where the manga's long-running and the anime is long-running, and they're sort of running along beside each other, with a chapter being released every week and an episode being released every week. When the anime inevitably gets too close to the manga, where it's going to get to the point where it's going to pass it, and then it's like, well, I can't pass it because the manga's the source material and then there's nothing there. When it starts getting to that point, then the anime does a filler episode of just completely made up nonsense that they make for the anime to give time for the manga to get further out in front of the anime. So I think that would be the basic principle of a filler episode. But then it begs the question, so is it just any anime original content is a filler episode? Just because it's not in the manga, does that automatically make it a filler episode? I'm not so sure. Look at season 1 of Dragon Maid, for example. There's an episode in there that is entirely anime original content. But would that define as a filler episode? Because, I mean, Dragon Maid didn't have to fill up space, fill up time, because they were catching up with the manga. It was a one-season anime. Now there's a season 2 coming out, but it was a single, 12 or 13 episode run of episodes. They had plenty of manga material to work with. They didn't need to make an anime original episode. They just decided to because, I don't know, why not? They wanted to. So is that a filler episode? Probably not. I mean, it's not really. So simply not being from the manga, I don't think automatically makes it a filler episode. I think an important component of the filler episode is the fact that it's filling up space and time. It's just a necessary thing that has to be done, because otherwise you run out of manga content. You're forced. The filler episode is forced upon the creators of the anime, unless they, God forbid, they would take 1 week off. No. The filler episode is forced. The filler episode is the rape equivalent of an episode of anime. Or is it? Maybe not. Because, I mean, I'm sure people will use the term to describe just regular TV shows. They'll say that Fly episode in Breaking Bad was a filler episode. And that doesn't make sense. There's no Breaking Bad manga. Or is there? Dun dun dun! But first of all, that episode rocks. It's fantastic and it's hilarious. And if you say it's the worst episode by far, you're just a fucking idiot who follows everyone else's dumb opinion. And there is some advancement of the plot in that episode. And you know what? I guess the main point I'm saying is, I guess regular TV shows can have filler episodes just to fill up space. But in that case, I guess it's more of like they're in a creative slump. They're basically like, hey, we've booked in for 16 episodes for this season, so we cannot think up of 16 worth of good episodes. Let's just make a filler episode of nonsense so we don't have to work too hard. So I guess maybe the idea of needing to not catch up with the manga to be a filler episode is not an essential component. Although, I think it kind of still would be. Because while with a regular TV show, just doing a filler episode, something that just doesn't advance the plot could just be a filler episode. In an anime, it wouldn't really make sense to do that to fill up so you don't have to waste time creatively thinking, because if you're doing it, if you're just making shit up that didn't happen in the manga, that would take more effort than just adapting what's in the manga. So the two mediums and their respective filler episodes don't really cross. I think we need separate definitions for them both. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of rambling in this episode, if you couldn't tell already. Ha! Foo, 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 foo. I think another thing we need to discuss is, are filler episodes good? I mean, everyone loves the Dragon Ball Goku Piccolo driving infamous filler episode, despite the fact I can't remember what happens in it other than they go driving, but that can't have been the full 20 minutes, could it? I mean, that seems like about 2 to 5 minutes of an episode. What else happened? But you know, me in particular, I love the baseball filler episode of Dragon Ball Super. I think that is hilarious. But for every driving episode and baseball episode there's an entire filler Garlic Jr. arc that absolutely sucks and makes me want to blow my brains out. Dragon Ball has a lot of filler. It's one of the biggest problems, I would say, with the Dragon Ball and the Dragon Ball Z anime is the filler. People can talk about, they just scream for 3 episodes straight. But I don't give a fuck about that. No, I give a fuck about the actual fucking just made up filler nonsense that is like, I watched Dragon Ball before I read it, and then as I was reading it, there would be times, a lot of times it happened where I'd be getting up to a part and I'd be like, it's getting to that part where there was like 2 or 3 episodes that really sucked, and I was really like, just a slog to get through. Like when he gets the real, I can't even remember what that water was called, the mystic water, the water that Korin had in his tower, and then when he first goes up there, it's like, there is no real water, you trying to catch me was the training. But then later on, he goes back there and it's like, oh no, there is some real magic water. But in the anime, he's like, you gotta go find it, and he goes into some weird thing for a few episodes, and it's like, And so when I was getting to that in the manga, it was like, not this scene. But then in the manga, he just goes, yep, here's the real water. He just hands it to him, and that's it. And I was like, oh my god! Yes! And that happens so many times. Don't get me started on fucking the start of Z with Gohan's training, where he's fucking in a cave with a robot and there's a village of orphans and all this fucking bullshit that is just like, As great as the baseball episode in Dragon Ball Super is, I don't know if it can make up for all just the slog of other filler episodes. The Hunter x Hunter anime from 1999 has a bunch of filler episodes, especially in the first arc where they just... I don't know what I'm saying. The point is, I hated it. I read the manga first, then I watched that anime, and I was like, oh my god, this part isn't supposed to take this long. What is this pacing? Why are you doing this to me? So as a whole, I mean, I would probably say the majority of the time, filler episodes, they get a thumbs down from me. Not a big fan generally. Like I said, general, I just prefer them to follow as closely to the manga as possible, and most of the time the filler is just like excruciating to get through. If it's just like one episode here or there, like a baseball episode, like a driving episode, but then when it's multiple episodes in a row that kind of are part of the plot, you just force it into the plot, like going to get the water and other shit, it's really annoying. Like, just take a week off, anime. In fact, the filler episode maybe becoming a thing of the past and maybe dying off. It seems like a lot more of the super popular animes nowadays are leaning less away from the long running format. One Piece, your Bleach, your Naruto, that were all like, well, One Piece still going, but they were like, you know, super long running manga and a super long running anime. It's just like an episode every week. It seems that a lot of these big, massive, popular shonen animes are moving more towards the seasonal format. Stuff like your Attack on Titan, your My Hero Academia, your One Punch Man, they're all doing, you know, a set block of episodes seasonally. And so I know a lot of them I haven't watched and haven't read the manga. I don't know, but I would assume there's basically no filler other than, that's another type of, I guess, I don't know if you would really call it filler, but a lot of the time there will be stuff, not full episodes, but just like certain scenes will just have some extra dialogue added. You know, sometimes they won't adapt certain dialogue and they'll add some other, and they'll just flesh the scene out like a little bit more sometimes. And I guess, does that count as filler? If it's just done to, you know, make the story better, then maybe not. But what if the purpose, they take a scene that's really sort of seems very short in the manga and they stretch it out for a full episode? I guess the point I'm getting to now is, can content that is in the manga still be considered a filler episode? For example, if they take something in the manga, like, you know, that's very sort of small in the manga, it takes up a couple of pages, and they just stretch it out for a full episode just to, you know, would that be a filler episode? I kind of think, you know, there'd be a good argument to say that that is a filler episode. Also, I think I forgot to mention when talking about, even just because is stuff in the manga doesn't mean it can't be filler. Another example of that, the recap episode. I mean, the recap episode is generally at least 95% of stuff that's happened in the manga, because it's all a recap of stuff that happened in the anime. So it is manga content, but I mean, that is unquestionably a filler episode. I mean, at most, maybe you have like 5% of it is new content where they try and tie it together. Like in Hunter x Hunter 2011, they had 2 filler recap episodes in the first 20 episodes, and then never again, which is really fucking weird. It's like, why? Like, it just makes no sense. But I remember at least one of them, it was like writing a letter to his aunt or whatever, telling her about what happened. So that's some anime original stuff, but then it's all just a recap of what happened, which is all manga stuff, and that is clearly still a filler episode. So even though it could be manga content, it could still be a filler episode, which just brings into question, what is the true definition of a filler episode when talking about anime? And the answer is, I don't know. I feel like my ramblings of filler episodes are drawing thin, so we should start to wrap things up. I know what you're thinking, though. Darcy, why would you make a filler episode of Manga Tuesday talking about filler episodes? You think you're funny, huh? And to that I would say, wrong. This isn't a filler episode about filler episodes. This is a regular episode about filler episodes. The actual filler episode was the Ayako review. Has this really been a filler episode? You know how long I've been standing here rambling about filler episodes? And how long I've been, like, not rambling, where it's been silence, it all gets cut out of me thinking, like, now what did I want to say? What was I thinking of the other night when I was like, I don't know, filler episode, something about Dragon Ball, filler. Furthermore, this can't be a filler episode because all this is in the Manga Tuesday manga, you fucking idiot. So you just exposed yourself as fake fans. Way too much. That's way too much pressure. The gnomes are stealing my underpants. I'm naked from the waist down right now. I mean, not really. I got shorts on, so. I miss the old Manga Tuesday. The straight from the go Manga Tuesday. The other rude Manga Tuesday. The always rude Manga Tuesday. The do reviews Manga Tuesday, but don't do reviews Manga Tuesday. But read no manga Tuesday. I used to love Manga Tuesday. I thought I was Manga Tuesday, but there's so many Manga Tuesdays I thought I was Manga Tuesday. What if Manga Tuesday made a filler episode about filler episodes? Man, that'd be so Manga Tuesday. But this isn't a filler episode about filler episode. It's a regular episode just talking about the philosophy of the filler episode. This is what we do here at Manga Tuesday. We have deep philosophical, analytical, metaphysical discussions. And the discussion doesn't end here. Now I'm going to throw it over to you people. Whoa, what? That's right. The debate doesn't end here. You can sound off your own opinions in the comment. Do you think my opinions on what a filler episode is are stupid? Are they, as the kids on the internet would say, are they Barker? Let me know, and maybe you agree, or you have some own thoughts and opinions. You let everybody know. For a rating, I would give filler episodes, I don't know, out of 10. That feel like there were more points I wanted to make about filler episodes, but I also feel like I've rambled for nonsense and this episode is going to be too long, and I'm going to want to, with a knife. I should start preparing notes for Manga Tuesday. I'm not a freestyle rapper, okay? I need pre-writtens. Hey! Thanks for watching, and as always, the alpha male of our species is back!
It's just another Tuesday. Tuesday. And if you were in for a spell, where